We are coming to you live in regards to meme coins, and I have a very special guest today, Jared Vargis. He's a good buddy of mine, and he is a degener meme coiner, dirtiest of dirtiest when it comes to this sort of stuff. I've seen how passionate about it he is, but he's done very, very well over the years, and he's definitely anticipating a huge rise in the meme coin mania. He's got a TikTok channel where that's basically all he talks about is meme coins and, certain macro things as well. But let me just give Jared a little opportunity to talk about himself. Jared, how long you been in crypto and in meme coins?
Well, you got me into crypto in 2017, I believe. I really didn't understand what was going on. I was just buying what you told me to buy. And, so I would say like the last bull cycle was my first real bull cycle, but I really didn't get into it like heavily until the very end when NFTs were the whole rage. And so I got into NFTs pretty heavily just because I wasn't like so savvy at understanding white papers and getting into the nitty gritty of like understanding projects like I do now. But, the more I learned about a lot of these utility plays, especially this year, and especially since I spend time in the corporate world in sales, really digging through 10Ks and understanding big enterprise businesses, I started to figure out when I was looking at and using the same tools to go and dissect crypto projects, I started to notice that a lot of the founders, a lot of their background, and a lot of the way that they were designing their websites and using these trigger keywords to kind of lure people in, I really just started to figure out that a lot of crypto was just marketing a lot of Ponzi schemes and very elaborate ones at that. And so, it's very easy to trick somebody in retail. And, all you have to do is just, make it sound good. And, there's a lot of projects out there that sound good, but when you really do your due diligence and you dig in very deeply, you'll notice a lot of these projects have founders that have zero background in blockchain. A lot of them are just kind of working another job and maybe partnered with a VC to add some money, and they came up with an idea. And, they're just rugging people left and right, getting them interested. So unless you're in that pre-sale, a lot of these evaluations are coming on very hot and heavy. And then eventually they're going to, they're going to dump on you. And so that's what's been my experience this year, and why I have pivoted heavily towards meme coins, because meme coins, at least at the basic level, they are, fair launch. I mean, for the most part, there's no dilution. If there is a VC, they're in and out quickly. They become CTO'd. And then there's something that's a little bit more organic. And that's why I like them. I'm not necessarily super passionate about it, but it's a lot more entertaining to kind of go in there and read a lot of the funny content and, just get involved with some of these cults. And it's just more fun. And if you look at the volatility, it's crazy. You can make big gains with meme coins. And while everything else was asleep, meme coins have been alive and well. So I think that's why I have pivoted almost, 100% towards meme coins.
Nice, man. And so when you're looking at meme coins, are there any like tools that you're using? Because I know that, we use a lot of tools on our end to make sure that we're not getting into any of these shitty, projects. What are the tools that you're using to look up, the type of meme coins that could, 10, 20, 100x on you?
So a lot of it may be just the size of the influencer initially right off the bat. So if you're talking about early, something that's just launching, whoever's following that project on Twitter, most likely they've announced it to their followers. And so they're going to get that quick pump, right? But longer term, okay, first of all, you want to check I think it's called rugcheck.xyz. And I pretty much paste every token address in there before I even, start to consider a coin. And if there's a warning on there, then I'm out. I also like to use Dex. Dex Tools has a decent audit tool on there. Plus, there's a social audit tool in there as well. So I kind of use those tools, those two right off the bat. But longer term, if I'm going to hold onto a meme coin, then I'm going to make sure that it's getting listed on centralized exchanges. Because if you are listing on a centralized exchange, then you know for sure that, at least they're using money or they have a marketing purse to continue to push that coin. And if you see somewhere, between 1 and 2 listings every couple of weeks, then you know that they're serious and they got money and they're trying to push this thing. And so that for me is probably the number one metric if I want to hold on to something long term.
Nice. So what are some of the meme coins that you're actually holding on to long term, and why?
Well, mostly because I got in early. And plus, there's a big following. I look at wallet addresses, and how many are holding still over time. There's websites you can use. Cap at a day is one of them. And you can see the trajectory of whether people continue to hold, whether there's an uptick in the amount of wallets. That's important for me to look long term. But Brett, Pepe are two I got into very early. I made the most amount of money that I made this whole year on those two specifically. Floki was another one I got in pretty early. But you can make money on any one of these meme coins. It doesn't even matter. But as far as like holding on to something long term, you want to make sure there's a lot of wallets, a lot of holders, and that there's safety in numbers. And so I think outside of market cap, holding on to your allocation or your bag shows strength, and it's something to consider for the bull run.
So why do you think that meme coins have gotten so popular? Like, where the heck did this come from? I look at, I look at a meme coin. I'm not a big meme coin investor at all. In fact, I don't even think I'm holding any meme coins whatsoever, but I might leverage trade some here in the next few days since we have this little dump incoming. But I just don't get it. I know like Elio Trades put out a video the other day, and it was, he talks about like it's all about like social networks and stuff like that. But like, what's your take on that? Like, why are these so freaking popular? Like, what gives them their value?
Well, some of it's what I mentioned before is that people just don't want to deal with like trying to figure out what is real and what's not. And a lot of these utility coins, it's really hard. Like they hide this stuff very well, to the average investor. We're talking about 0.00001% of people that actually go in and read a white paper. Okay, so if you're talking about crypto as a whole and you're talking about sheer numbers, the majority of people aren't going to go in and dig in to the tokenomics, go look at white papers, go read all this technical nerdy stuff. They don't want to do that, and people have been burned at this point. They got into a coin when it first launched, and they thought they got in early until they realized that these VCs are holding on to their bag, and then as soon as they're allowed to, they dump. So and then people have lost money. The last 7 months, I mean, I've heard so many stories of people holding their bags all the way to nothing. And so a lot of people feel burned about that, and they don't really understand how complex it is, first of all, to understand trading in general, and just to understand time frames, and where we're at in any particular coins cycle, and not to mention having to understand to throw in the mix the tokenomics, how much of the supplies is still unlocked, all these other variables outside of trading. Plus, you talk about the complexity of blockchain itself. You add all that stuff together. This is one of the most complicated things to understand, let alone trying to make an investment in. So I think people are just flocking to something that they can understand, which is just going in and looking at and reading tweets and looking at funny content, something that makes them feel good. A lot of people have been burned. A lot of people are broke. There's been a recession. This whole last 3.5 years has been a nightmare for a lot of people. And plus we just went through a pandemic. People don't have money. People are broke. And so they want something that can pump a lot, that could make them like they feel like it's like a lottery ticket. And on top of it, they have, the opportunity to join in to a community where they can relate. Okay, so there's a lot of NPCs out there. They're just sitting in their room all day long. They don't have a lot of friends that just, can to relate to a meme coin, and it has something to do with some sort of lore or some sort of, other genre that may have created the meme. And so they feel somewhat of a kindred, spirit going on, a cult going on in a community that they're part of, that they can chime in, and then they can make money with. And so I think, those aspects of meme coin trading is attractive to a lot of people, and people, including very educated people in the space. I'm not sure if you listened to the whole Murad speech that he did in the last crypto conference in Singapore, but he makes a very strong case as to why 13 out of the 42 projects that have outperformed Bitcoin are meme coins, and outperformed it by a long shot. I mean, if you go to the Banter Bubbles and you look at the year's biggest gainers, they're all meme coins. So, if you don't want to go in there and you don't want to have to dig through tokenomics and understand, what a EVM is, or what modular architecture is, and you don't have the time or the interest or intellect, and you just want to make some money, you're going to go to the meme coin sector, and it's growing by the day because there's tools, there's full websites dedicated to it, there's ways to make sure that you don't get rugged. You can use bots like Photon to set stop losses and take profits like any other exchange, except you don't have to deal with the exchanges. Okay, it's on your own wallet, it's connected to your wallet. You have pretty much, you can put your whole portfolio into, I wouldn't recommend that, I would split it up, but for the most part, you can kind of play these memes like regular projects that are on centralized exchanges, and you can do it in a safe, responsible way, using these bots.
So what are some of the risks that you've seen out there when meme coin? Because like I look at this and I'm like, I mean, is this gambling in your opinion? And you can answer that, but when you follow up, what are the risks that people have, getting into meme coins? What are the things that they're looking for so they don't get wrecked?
I mean, same as any other crypto project. It's all a gamble. Okay, so I'll just say that straight out. Every single cryptocurrency is a gamble. So, what to look out for are some of the things that I mentioned as far as centralized. Are they listing this thing on centralized exchanges? Okay, if not, then I would be very wary about a coin like that. Now, I mean, there's a time window where, where they get listed on search engines like CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap. So the progression is first they get on those two, right? And they'll mention it in the Twitter when they just got listed on there, or they're just applying. So it shows they're putting effort in, right? And then shortly following, they should get a listing on MEXC. That's normally the first spot. Okay, if they're not getting listed on MEXC within a week or two, then I would start to get a little sketched out about it, right? And then the Bings, and then the more the higher tiers, the better, right? They start getting listed on stuff like crypto.com, Uphold, Kraken, what else? Of course,
Coinbase.
Binance, and but you're not going to see Coinbase list very many, right?
Yeah, that's
There's
true.
probably 3 or 4, right? So if they get on Coinbase or Binance, that's where you saw these parabolic moves, right? The second they got listed on one of those two, look at WIF, look at Toshi, look at, I'm not Toshi, Floki, what's the other one? I mean, there's a bunch of them, right, that got listed on Binance, right? But it's very rare for Coinbase, and if Coinbase does, I mean, if you're holding that coin, it's going to do multiples. So exchange listings are what you want to look for. Now, if you don't start to see an exchange listing after a few days, and you're wanting to go bid on that meme coin, or you want to hold it, I would not recommend that. I would not recommend that because, I mean, it's rare. I mean, they could pump, but for the most part, there's only a matter of time before that project gets rugged, because they're just waiting for more liquidity to get piled in there. And at certain points of the chart, and most notably, I would say, like once you can see a stochastic on the 1 hour or the 4 hour, that's normally enough time for them to have gathered enough liquidity for them to dump on you. And so I noticed that a lot on projects that have been around for a few days and they haven't been listed on an exchange.
That's
So
interesting. So,
yeah.
so then, I guess some of the risks, obviously there's more meme coin projects than just like kind of these bigger DeFi projects or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're like flying out by the dozens, as
Right.
opposed to, again, more of like these so-called legitimate projects. So, and there's the few will survive, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, yeah, I mean, you'll Dex Screener. I don't go if they're not in Dex Screener. Okay, I mean, you could go to Pump Fun and you can play that game if you want. If you got a bunch of money to throw away, where they're getting produced every couple minutes or second. I'm sorry. Uh, I don't play that game. I'll wait till they're on Dex Screener. That means that at least have 50K worth of liquidity. So I wouldn't do Pump Fund, especially if you're just getting started out. But Dex Screener will it's a little safer, and normally they don't list something if it hasn't gone through some sort of an audit. But then most of all, you can use Photon and you can set a stop loss, so there shouldn't be any risk.
what's
Okay,
Photon? What's Photon?
so Photon it looks just like an exchange. I mean, it has it looks like you have a trading view UI, and you have all the settings, and you can set stop losses, you can take profit, you can do everything you can do on an exchange, but it's a bot. It's if you go, I think if you look up, I think I have a link if you want me to paste it. It's called photon.sol. And so for me, you can copy any Solana, Tron, Ethereum, or not Sui yet, but you could pretty much paste any. I mean, if you want, can I share screens on here?
I have it up on my screen.
Yeah, you would have to connect your wallet. So basically, you connect your wallet and then you can make a transfer of Solana or whatever coin you want to, and then
So,
you have
so it's
basically
on the
loaded.
Solana net. It's on the Solana blockchain.
It started off on Solana, but they do take Tron and Ethereum now.
So you can be on Tron and Ethereum network as well.
Yeah, yeah. So
By
you
the
can
way,
load it.
guys, real quick, just a little intermission here. Hit that like and subscribe button. We have a light crowd today, but I know that there's some new people in here that want to learn crypto, that want to learn DeFi, and they want to be a part of this next transfer of wealth. So hit that like and subscribe button. And then we also have a webinar coming up on October 22nd. It's completely free, but I'm going to be hosting it, and I'm going to be talking about some really, really good stuff, some really good alpha in regards to DeFi, and show you some actual results. So get over there. The link should be in the description, and click on that. The space is limited. So, and we are getting close to selling out of that one. So I think we've got 200 or 300 people already signed up. So head over there. Make sure you don't miss out on that. All right, Jared, back to you. So, let me see here. I'm removing that. So, now you're using the Photon. Can you use Photon like from your phone?
I think so. Yeah, if you ever like Soulflare or Phantom Wallet on your phone, you can just connect through there. I haven't done it myself. I normally do it on my PC, but I know you can.
Yeah,
I can paste. Is there a chat where I can paste all this? I can paste all the links.
yeah, there's definitely a chat. It's on the right-hand side. But I'll throw it in the link, or I'll throw it in the chat. No worries.
So I'll drop 3 links here. So I got one for, let's see. So I got one for the Photon if you guys wanted to jump on that. And then I also have the speech for that Murad did. It makes a very good use case about meme coins. So check out that YouTube video, and then my Telegram. If you guys want to jump on, I'm dropping calls on whatever I'm doing deep research every single day. I follow about 70 influencers, and so I get a consensus from everybody before I start to, you know, uh, uh, make recommendations on any kind of meme coins. I don't just throw everything out there. So check out my Telegram if you want.
So you
It's
said
free.
that you said you've got a lot of your crypto net worth in meme coins right now. Am I
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So how do you allocate that? Like one of the things that we teach in our course is like how we're allocating things, and we're usually a little bit more risk averse when it comes to trading not meme coins, when it comes to trading crypto or investing in crypto even long term. And so how do you like set that up? Do you set it up to where you've got almost like your blue chip meme coins that, and the money just kind of moves up to those, or are you just like, I don't know, putting in 10% every play or something? I don't know. How does that work? How do you do that?
I just rotate everything back into Solana. So any kind of gains I make, I rotate back into Solana, Sui, and Say. Those are my three, I guess, layer ones that I'm holding. So for the most part, those three. But shockingly enough, my biggest, I would say, market cap is Pepe. So I don't mess with Ethereum so much, and so I don't really rotate any Ethereum because I really don't make that much Ethereum. But I day trade meme coins is what I do. So whatever gains I make, I throw them into Solana. Whether it just depends on which meme coin I am or which blockchain I'm messing with. Right now, Sui is kind of hot as far as meme coins go, so I've been messing with Sui a lot more. There's just no platform for Sui right now like Photon where I can set stop losses, and so I don't like to hold on to meme coins. I don't hold on to any of them, to tell you the truth. Um, very few of them. I mean, I have some blue chips that I hold on to, but it's because I made a lot on them and they're high market caps are over $1 billion each. So outside of those, every single day something's pumping, and so I understand how to trade, like day trade for the most part. I will swing trade these, but I will also have stop losses, and I'm making sure to keep a good eye and have alerts set and all that kind of stuff. So I even with Pepe and even with my other coins, it's not advised to not have them in cold storage. But I have them in centralized exchanges because I like to make sure that if shit hits the fan, I'm not sitting holding a bag that's in my freaking wallet that's going straight to zero. I'd rather have them on an exchange where I can, at least pull them out and have a stop loss in case something goes wrong. And I think we lost Gavin.
No, my camera went off for some reason. There we go. I had to switch my camera, my 4K camera.
Hey, Gavin, say hello to all the TikTok viewers out there as well.
Oh, nice. We got TikTok viewers out there. Cool. What's up, TikTok? Yeah. So, all right. Oh, shoot. I got this like really nice 4K camera,
Yeah,
and it
I can
like
tell.
just died, I think, on me, but it is what it is. All right. So when it comes to meme coins, though, like let's say, for instance, I guess I need to get a little more granular on the question. Like you're talking about investing in swing trading. So what like percentage of your portfolio do you usually throw at those like individual trades?
It really depends on how I'm feeling about it. If I'm really confident and I'm looking at the chart, I see a lot of volume. There's multiple big influencers that I follow talking about it. Um, they have something interesting or something that's fitting a narrative that's currently hot. On those ones, I'll drop a bigger allocation. I might drop in like 5 or 10 grand on a trade, and then I'll exit after 30-40% on something like that. I won't wait till 2 or 3x. I'm just trying to make 200 or 300 bucks a day and then just throw that into it. Now, if I see it running hot, I'm looking at the MACD and it doesn't look like it's slowing down at all, I'll hold on longer. Or if this thing's just on fire, I'll 2x it, pull out my initial, and just leave a moon bag in there.
Nice. So like when you take your profits, you say that you're stacking it in Sui and Solana. do you ever like deploy that money that you have there? Or you just leave it there? Are you staking it, yield farming it, liquidity pool mining? What are you doing with it?
I was so against, staking stuff because of time, like I might need it, or the market's tanking or something like that. Now I'm looking a lot more at staking, especially SUI, because it's the first time I really took a hard look at just the ways that I could, duplicate my money or create some sort of passive income. More specifically, like the lending protocols look very good. And so I really haven't dabbled that much into like that whole DeFi ecosystem, because there's only so much time in a day, and there's so many meme coins. Literally every single day there's something else that's popping off, and so it takes my attention. And I really should take some of those allocations and stake them and get some dividends, especially in the SUI network, because a lot of what's popping off is pairing with other meme coins that are hot. And so recently, I think Sui Man Jack was like one of the hot ones, and one of the liquidity pools was what you were getting as a reward for staking. And so I'm kicking myself because I waited 2 days and I completely forgot about it, and that thing just took off. And I would have made multiples on whatever I was staking, and I would have profited big on a big meme coin. And I could have sold that and gone into something else. That would have been nice, but in retrospect. But I'm not too savvy with all that stuff. I had a bad experiences last bull cycle with staking. In certain platforms, I got rugged like 2 or 3 times, literally. After everybody's talking about how great safe it is, I got rugged. I staked a bunch of Ethereum and some time and some other bullshit, and I was just like, you know what, dude? I don't know enough about crypto to be staking and locking my money up for 30 days and watching it go to zero. So, since then, I never really got back into it. I thought that was more of an Ethereum thing that just happened on Lido. But, all these different blockchains are starting to do it, and you don't have to worry about as many fees. Things are much faster. If you ever use Sui or Say, the experience is second to none. I send something and I can't even get to the wallet fast enough before it's already there, and even Solana's, you have to wait a minute sometimes, right? But this is literally like less than a second. And so, in my opinion, going forward, when you're talking about blockchains, layer ones, user experience is going to trump everything, because right now user experience sucks ass in crypto. Okay, that's why you're not going to get huge numbers in retail right now. It will down the line, but the projects that are making it simple, making it quick, fast, cheap, and efficient, I think are going to be the leaders going forward. I think Say and Sui, I've been saying it for a while, are going to be a Solana killer, mostly because Solana is just, it's got its kinks and it's got its issues with with the coding and all that stuff. And when things really start ramping up, and this is why I don't hold huge Solana meme coins, because the second you want to start to sell this thing at the peak of the market, that's when you're going to get effed. Okay, if you're holding the pop cats and the whiffs and the gigas, you better be laddering those things out in a very timely manner if you want to make money, right? If you want to sell it, because what
So
happened
like,
last time around, it became a shit show. Even in NFTs, you like, oh my god, my NFT is worth 50 times what I bought it. Oh shit, I can't sell it. Why? Because there's congestions on, it was just a nightmare. And by the time you got to sell it, it was already back to what you bought it for. So
yeah,
same
like
thing
for
is
me,
probably going to happen for me.
what I do is like, so I use Arbitrum. I'm more of an ETH maxi and an L2 maxi. I do like the L2s. I think they
L2
bring a
is
lot
awesome.
of, yeah. Like, so I use Arbitrum and then I use G Trade, and G Trade it has those two. Actually, I just was looking it up. They got Popcat, they have Whiff. And before you could only put in a trade at minimum 2x leverage, but now They've set it up to where I think it's like 1.1x leverage, which is cool because it's more of a spot trade as opposed to, you know, getting worried about, you know, getting wrecked or liquidated. But
where's this at? What
G Trade?
platform? G Trade.
G Trade.
I stopped doing leverage like earlier in the year because I got wrecked. But now I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable. So I would like to find somewhere that you could actually put leverage on memes.
Yeah, I'm dropping it in the chat here. If you guys want to use the link, I actually just became an ambassador for them recently and spoke to one of their devs. And these guys, here's the cool part. And talking about just like speed, like these guys are down to 25 milliseconds per trade, which is like almost as fast as Binance. That's like unheard of. So I agree with you. Like earlier this year, I got rugged on Solana, but I was trying to sell my wormhole, and I couldn't do it. I could not sell it. It literally took me like 2 hours, and luckily I was just sitting there. But I was so bummed because, you know, like I could have made a whole bunch of money on that. And it just kept going down and down and down. And then I'm like, how are people doing this? Like, how do people just stick with Solana and not say like, this is garbage? You know, like I actually ended up selling a whole bunch of my Solana. I think Solana will do well.
Yeah.
I think it's going to do like probably like an ETH type move that it did in the last bull market, but I agree with you about Sui. I haven't used Sui yet, but Sui seems to be the bright, shiny L1. You know, I'm not going to hold it forever, but right now I'm actually leverage trading it on Gains.trade at a 3.1x leverage, and I just increased my leverage the other day. But I've made like,
watch out, man! A bunch of unlocks, by the way.
Yeah,
in November, so careful
on Sui.
Yeah, I sold most of my Sui at what was it, 240. I'm getting back in, but you know, I think they pumped it up because there's a bunch of unlocks in November, I believe.
I saw it's more of a linear unlock starting in.
You may be right.
Yeah, I think it is because I actually have a special subscription that I look at, but I'm gonna double check it just because I've looked at so many cryptos over the last few weeks. But y'all want to be definitely careful about that because you can get wrecked on unlocks, absolutely annihilated on unlocks. So, and that just means like all the people who got in early, like the VCs and the devs and all this stuff, they just throw a whole bunch of it into their wallets, and then they want to take profits, so they just go crazy. But I think it's like a stair step up for like the next year or something like that. So
yeah, I think it's still gonna do. I mean, I think it's gonna do what Solana did. I mean, so many people are like trying to FUD it right now. It's like, oh, it's already reached its all-time high, blah blah blah. But I look at marketing a lot. I was in marketing for a long time, and so I think they're one of the best right now at pushing their token, and they understand that meme coins are the way to get attention, and they've gone heavy on that, as well as the amount of TVL they have. I mean, their TVL is I think it's in the billions now, which is crazy.
It's 1 billion.
Yeah, so compared to Say, I mean, they were neck and neck, and then they just blew Say away. I think Say is like 113 million or something. And then Pendle's like right in front of them. And Pendle, that's what Pendle does, though. I mean, they're liquidity, staking, and then RWA. But yeah, those I'm shocked to see how fast they just exploded. And as soon as I saw that, that's when I went in heavy at like a 140 or something. I wish I had a bunch early on. Like I bought it around 40 cents, and I sold it all because I was like, oh, I like the coin, but it's not getting attention.
Yeah, I think I got in like at 80 cents, and I've ridden it straight, and I leverage traded it, so I made a grip of money. But yeah, you can see like the TVL is not showing any signs of relief here. Like it's going. This bad boy's moving, and even I think I did a class this weekend where we were looking at the TVL. and it was sub 8 or 1 billion. It was like 900 some million, and right now it's 1.088 billion. So that's not bad. That's not bad. Although I did go through some of their dApps, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same shit, you know what I mean? It's the same
Yeah.
thing
There's nothing
as
different.
yeah, all the L2s, except the L2s have, access to more cryptos right now, in my opinion. But but again, I just think Sui's gonna do well just because it's the bright and shiny object this time around,
Yeah.
So, but cool, man. While we're wrapping up, do you want to throw in your information in the chat?
Yeah, I already did. I threw in my Telegram there. That's the main thing. I dropped most of my information on there. I'm getting tired of doing videos and content. So I do some on TikTok, but I need to start bridging over to Instagram because they're probably going to shut that down. But I'm trying to really just hone everybody into Telegram because at least that I have control of. I mean, I only have like 10 or 11 subscribers since I just opened it last week. But it's it's growing daily. So and I drop most of my knowledge in there first. I might throw a video in once a day, but a lot of it's just real general. But as far as what I'm trading moment by moment or what I'm looking at or what people are talking about, I don't get into everything that I shill, but I'll at least give put attention on it, and so people can do their own due diligence. But I'm throwing in there what's hot, what's relevant, what's following narratives, and what a lot of the big people with a lot of eyeballs are talking about. So, I would say most of them do very well.
Nice, man. Cool. Yeah. So we'll have to have you on here soon, guys, gals. Right now, Jared's Telegram is free. So like, if you're interested in trading meme coins, go ahead and do that. And if you're interested in learning more about DeFi and passive income, crypto, how we're making money in crypto, we have an opportunity coming up. It's on October 22nd. We're filling up fast. Like I said, I think we're up to like 200 people already subscribed for that free webinar, and space is limited. So hit that link. I just dropped it in the chat for you all. And get over there, sign up, and show up because we're dropping a lot of alpha. And when this market starts to run, good luck. See you later. It's going to be sayonara, sucker. And, Jared's experienced that. I've experienced that. Some of our students have experienced it. So we're going to show you what's up, but you got to be prepared. You got to be ready to rake it in, because if you're not, you're going to be sitting there and like pissed because your neighbor made a ton of money on some little shitty meme coin. And you're still, scraping by. So we're going to show you how not to scrape by and how to set yourself up, but it takes time. It takes time. Anyways, Jared, thanks for joining us, brother. I appreciate it. We'll catch you on the next one, bro.
Okay. For sure, man. Take care.
All right.